Okay, I'm going to say something crazy. Are you guys
Go.
ready?
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a plain one.
What you mean?
You know what? From Keller's?
Like the type you like.
Like you've never had a plain king cake at all, ever? Like any type of, like nobody's plain? How is that even possible, though?
I don't know. It was always filled.
It's inedible.
Pump the brakes. We're gonna get to that.
All right.
That's a whole nother story right there.
Pump the brakes.
All right.
But there is one king cake, one in Lafayette, one that has to be talked about, and it's controversial. And y'all know who I'm talking about.
Oh.
Is it a king cake?
I love lie.
It's hard. It's really like filling is really hard. Like every time I think of something filled, like I think of like the jelly donut from like the donut shop, where it's just
that red jelly.
How much of this shit is in here, man? Like
they inject them jelly donuts like I inject brisket for competition. They not playing, son.
And a lot of cinnamon. A lot of cinnamon. I mean, the cinnamon like punch you in the jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you get 2 cans of them cinnamon and you start dumping it in like old boy be doing.
What about savory king cakes? Cracklings to the top and the steamed syrup drizzled to the top. I seen something today that was cream cheese filled with crawfish etouffee on the top.
Let me tell you something about my people down here. They feel like if it's worth Cajifying something, it's worth over Cajifying something. They're going to put as many Cajun dishes all in one on top of something, in something, wrapped around something, as they possibly can. So most of the time, it don't make no sense.
Cake stuffed with boudin, pepper jack cheese, topped with crawfish etouffee,
Bro,
and crackling
why are we doing this?
You know,
but would you try it?
I would bite
probably.
Barbecue brand. Your top 3 king cake bakeries in the Lafayette area.
I'm going to go.
Hello and welcome to Stirring the Pod podcast, a podcast all about discussing controversial food subjects, historical aspects of food, pretty much everything else food and cooking related. Let me start by introducing my co-hosts. First up, we have Mr. Barbecue Brand, our resident pitmaster and past guest on Food Network's Barbecue USA. Welcome, Barbecue Brand.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Barbecue Brand, your favorite pitmaster's favorite pitmaster. What it do? I am Barbecue. Let's get it going.
Next up, we have Mr. Brandon D., our food science nerd and a Southern food expert. Welcome, Brandon D.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Let's get it started.
I am KCP, your host and cookie queen. Tonight's topic is about something that's near and dear to the hearts of everyone in Louisiana and is definitely a topic of controversy, king cakes. As we enter the Mardi Gras season, let's discuss this delightful delicacy. Well, Happy New Year's, guys. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2025. Yeah.
5. I'm in rare breed tonight.
I see that. You even got your beads on. Show the people what you got.
Turn it around. Yeah, we in carnival season, baby.
Night.
That is true. It started on yesterday?
The
7th or the
3 Kings Days, right? The 6th. Yep.
The 6th.
Oh yeah, we here.
Yeah, the Epiphany. Yeah. For y'all I don't know, Christmas is actually 12 days long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people leave their decorations
up
a lot longer. I still have Halloween decorations up.
Oh, well, I still got my Christmas decorations. I took most of them down, but I still got some of them up. As y'all seen if y'all looked at the video a little earlier that I put up on me receiving some of my competition barbecue stuff. When I open the door, you'll notice a big wreath of Frosty the Snowman or whatever that thing is on that door. I don't know.
No judgment here, dude.
Yeah,
everybody's
none.
busy.
Yep, for sure.
My giant skeleton, groundbreaker skeleton, has Christmas lights on it, and currently is growing pumpkins around it, and the vines are starting to wrap onto her. So we all seasons over here.
Hey, maybe just keep it year round. Throw some Mardi Gras lights on that thing for the 4th of July. Put a little top hat on it or something, and then by next Halloween, you might actually have some vines around. It might really look like a skeleton.
Look. Right? Look, like I don't have the Mardi Gras stuff in my cart in Amazon already.
Be like, I don't think you need to.
I'm ready to
be
decorate
looking at me like, I don't think you need to be co-signing all of this right now.
No. The skeleton's gonna have to come down sometime. I don't know.
And she's not just a skeleton. Her name is Meg the Skeleton. Thank you very much. She does have a name.
We'll show the
people.
Funny.
Yes. Yeah, we'll show. So anyway, let's get into topic tonight, you guys. So king cake. Who loves king cake?
I do.
Everybody. If you don't like king cake, it means you haven't had it yet.
Pretty much, or you're not.
There's something. There's a lot of sad versions of. There's king cake's got a lot of sad versions of it. Many sad versions.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but HEB, you ain't got it. You ain't got
it. HEB is great, but king cakes are not it.
Fun fact: today there was somebody at my office that had a stack of Rouse's king cakes.
Really?
I was like, does that say Rouse's? Sure enough. Yep.
Now, I will say that there's a lot of things that Rouse's has in-house that I don't really care for. Like their stuff, their version of things I don't like. But they do have some stuff that's like, if you can get it, their king cakes are not bad. That's usually
that's what I've
that's
had
usually my go-to in here because it's readily available to me and it's right down the road. It's easy for me to go get and it's good. I like a good Rouse's king cake.
Right. I have to say they are legit. They are probably the best grocery store king cake that I've ever had.
And they're out in New Orleans, so they should be.
You have a little bit of clout associated with that, so I can see why they're good.
True.
Okay, let's discuss what actually makes up the king cake. So are you guys a fan of like the regular traditional? So we're just talking about like the cinnamon like flavor, not a filled one.
I am. That's mine.
You are?
I like a straight up just traditional king cake. Now I like filled too, but when I'm ready for a piece of king cake, like my first slice of king cake for the year, I just want it straight up. It's got to be good with the basics.
Okay. So basically like a giant cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the basics. I'm just saying. Nothing wrong with a cinnamon roll either.
Like I say, I like the basic one too. Just the classic king cake. But like you have to realize, like, that's where quality is really going to stand out more than anything. Because the simpler it is, the better quality it has to be. Because there's nothing to cover it up. There's no cream cheese filling to cover it up. There's no extra anything. That has to stand on its own.
Yes.
And if it doesn't, it's going to show, like, the quality of your king cake is really going to show the simpler it is. So if you're doing like the standard traditional king cake, it's got to be a real high quality one, because a lot of people, it's some are too bready, some are too tough. You know, it's a really fine line that you have to kind of play with that. But the quality of the king cake really shows through. You know, if the simpler it is. So if it's a real simpler, it better be a good one. Like don't come at me with no one from Walmart or something like that. That's plain. Like that thing better be stuffed with something.
You better put something in there.
Because,
no.
That thing dry.
Yeah, it is. And I guess that's the real important thing is like the dough of a king cake. What makes king cake dough? And what is it? Is it a cake or is it a bread? My thing is it's closer to a bread than it is a cake.
That is a fact. So actually it's a sweet yeast bread dough. It's what it is.
Enriched. It's an egg dough too. So it's like a it's those eggy rich, yeast doughs like brioche or something like that, or anything like any definitely just totally European in origin. Those enriched bread doughs, with the egg yolk in it.
That's one of the reasons I love it so much is because that is just my style of dessert right there. Just a good sweet
it's supposed to be real. It's supposed to be very soft.
Exactly.
It's a soft bread. It's not a tough bread. It's it's a soft, fairly soft bread. So you can't be too tough or too. It can't be. One thing if you overmix bread, it becomes tough.
Right.
Yeah,
and it can't be too tough.
No, I definitely have made the traditional ones in the past, and it's a process. Like it's not easy to make a traditional king cake.
No, like, those are temperamental.
A brioche dough it takes time. It has to sit in the refrigerator like overnight before you can even bake it. And so many eggs. I was like, Jesus, how many eggs are in this recipe? Like, I think it was like 9 eggs or something.
Wow.
It was a lot.
Like
of
whole eggs? Like not.
Yeah. Yes. Whole eggs.
Dang.
Yeah. Like I was reading the recipe and it was like, just keep adding them. It'll come together. And I'm like, oh my God, this is super. This is insane.
Wow.
It's super sticky when it comes out fresh too. It's very, very sticky. So you have to roll it up and let it set.
Yeah. You just gotta let it relax in the fridge.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whew. It's very fickle too.
You know me, I'm not a baker. Like I look at that process and I just automatically say I'm never doing this. It's just like I'm no interest whatsoever. Like,
see, I'm like challenge accepted.
Yeah,
no, it's just not my style. It's and I definitely appreciate people who do it because it's not easy. It's tough, but it's just not my style of cooking, man. Like I say, my baking, like I can make 2 things baking. I make brownies and I can make cookies, and that's about it. That's the extent of my baking prowess.
Yeah. Well, you make really good chocolate chip or oatmeal cookies.
I make
those
pretty
types.
Good. Yeah, I've done some experimental ones that came out. The date cookies, the dates with the what was it? It was a date and pistachio cookie that came out pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can make cookies just fine. I can make peanut butter cookies. I can make all kinds of cookies, but I can make brownies. But I'm not a fan of anything that's just too. It's just too fussy for me. I mean, like that's just a process and then kneading and all that stuff. And I'm just nah.
It's funny because you pick your poison, right? We love to cook, but you pick what you because there are plenty of things that we cook that are pretty like for sure, but we love it, But
yeah, it's like I mean, let me go put something on a pit for like 9 hours or braise something for like half a day, whatever, but like stuff like baking stuff, nah, man, it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But it is an interesting process. It's not easy to make those doughs. They require a lot of care. And it's it's a process, and to do it, when you're talking do it on a scale like an industrial scale, like where you're making a lot, that's a lot of work, man.
It's a lot of work. A lot. You need a lot of room and a lot of equipment and a lot of patience and a lot of people.
Yeah, you need some people with some good, and you bet your back better be up to it because slinging around 100 pounds of dough ain't no joke,
crazy.
Man. I mean,
like I was so one of my favorite places to eat king cake or to have king cake is in New Orleans and it's Randazzo's. Some people say, "Oh, Randazzo's is overrated, this and that, blah blah blah." And it's not. It's one of the best king cakes I've ever had in my life, if not the best. It's my favorite, and it's amazing. Like the original location in Metairie is like when you get there, when they open up, there's a line. The line goes fairly quick, but it's a long line to the road. Like you just standing in line.
God.
And they make all of their money I think for the year. I don't think they open up at any other point in time throughout the year. They make all of their money during Mardi Gras time. That's how much they sell.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Well, I read an article today that actually said that Randazzo's is considered to be the best king cake in the state of Louisiana.
Super fire.
I've never
Really?
had one. I've never had one. Yeah.
I've never had one either. But my thing about it is like people say, oh, it's overrated. And it's like, well, you may just, if you never had king cake and you say you had Randazzo's and it's overrated, you might not just be that big of a fan of a king cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know why? Because
it just might be
because when we were talking earlier about, just making sure that if, like, let's say you have just a classic king cake, right? Just classic, basic king cake.
Mm-hmm.
When you have one of those from Randazzo's, there's no question that everything was nailed to perfection, and all of the flavors are hitting. The texture is perfect. It's not dry. It's amazing. It's everything a king cake should be.
Dang.
That's what you really need to do. Really need to, when you're tasting stuff, is you need to just dump your expectations and just taste it for what it is.
Right.
So if you taste a Randazzo's king cake and you're like, well, it wasn't that great, and then you're like, well, you might not be that big of a fan of a king cake.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It just might not be your thing. So
this is
because
true.
it's not a cake. It's not a cake. It's not cake.
It's bread.
Is it cake?
It's a more of a bread.
No, it's not.
No, it would not be. It would not be what you would consider. People would consider a cake. If you think like traditional sponge cake, no, not.
No. This is a sweet bread. It's a sweet bread, basically.
Sweet bread. I guess a cinnamon roll is kind of close-ish. I mean, it's all kind of.
It's definitely close. I'd say
it's all kind of that.
It's the closest.
It's
not
that
a
same.
third, fourth cousin. This is like a first cousin. It might
it's
be like
all...
a half brother.
What's that other stuff? Like what challah bread? That's similar to those enriched. It's an enriched egg dough. So it's a very rich dough. That's what it's like. So it's yellow. It should be yellow. Should not be white.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah, the bread should be like very yellow with all the eggs and. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so barbecue brand, since Randazzo's is your favorite, is the one that you get from there, is it just regular cinnamon or is it filled?
Man, I really am a basic bitch sometimes, y'all. Like that's all I really eat. But so if most of the time whenever I have a filled king cake, it's because somebody else brought it. And don't get me wrong, I like them.
Gotcha.
I like the chocolate filled. I like Bavarian cream. I like. I'm not huge on the fruits. But yeah, I just like a straight up, just traditional classic king cake. Just like that. That's what I like. I like what I like.
I do like I like the praline filled ones. That one I do like. Like when it's filled with like the pecans and stuff. That was pretty good. It gives it some texture. I'm not a huge filled king cake, especially like not Bavarian cream. Like not a big fan. Too sweet. Not my thing. Like some of the other ones. I've had some chocolate filled ones. Yeah, it's. I find that it's like a lot of filled ones are just too much.
It's too much.
Like a filled donut. You know when they pump a filled donut and you get to the middle of that thing? It's inedible.
Pump the brakes. We're gonna get to that.
All right.
That's a whole nother story right there.
Pump the brakes.
All right.
All right. Brandon D. So if you had to pick a favorite bakery, what would it be?
Now, see, I haven't had Randazzo's. I'd really like to try that.
Right, definitely, same here.
Yeah, so I think my favorite in Lafayette is probably Keller's.
Now, notice whenever I said, whenever y'all asked me about my favorite king cake, I said, in New Orleans, right? It's my favorite king cake overall, but I just had to specify that Randazzo's in New Orleans, like in Metairie. But in Lafayette, if we narrow that down to the center area where we at,
So, Brandon D, I don't know if you saw, but when you said Keller's, Barbecue Brand over here had like a little moment. That's what I was laughing.
I find Keller's King. Yeah, I just find them the best balanced. Like it's a really balanced king cake. It is not too bready. It is not too filled. It is not too sweet. It's the whole not too anything. You know, like with desserts, this is really important.
Right.
You know, the twos. There's too much of this, or too much of that, or too much of cinnamon, or too much. No, it's just very simple.
Yeah.
And I like Keller's king cakes, and I'm trying to think of the other places that I've tried too. I think I've had Gambino's before.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I mean, I probably had almost all of them. Keller's is the one that really stands out. There's a lot of good ones.
Keller's dough is just phenomenal.
The dough is really good. The dough is really soft. It's it's just not tough at all.
Yeah.
It's just got the right bite, the right amount of chew to it. I think it's just really good. I really do want to try the Randazzos one day. Yeah, I really want to try that.
So I would have to say my favorite would have to be Keller's as well, because it's proportioned well. The filling is just right. The dough is just right. Everything is
not
just
too anything.
Right.
It's not too sweet. It's not too anything.
And, I mean, Keller's has a special place in my heart for many reasons, but I love me some Keller's. And
they make some
what's
good
the flavor?
donuts too.
The was it the something walnut? No, amaretto walnut. That's it, right?
I think so. They've got a bunch of flavors.
So good.
See,
so
see, that's another thing about Keller's is that I like, and I know you told me to hold off on all of this, but I like Keller's filled king cakes because they do it right. They fill it right.
Right, exactly. It's
everybody
not
don't fill things right, man. They don't do it
right.
The last thing you want is like a bit. You take you got like a big blob of filling.
Right.
That's just not what I want, man. And a lot of the fillings are just really sweet.
And they're so artificial flavored,
Yeah, right.
To me, any fruit flavored filling is gonna taste extra artificial. Like I just see like the canned pie filling, like that jelly. Ugh.
Well, a lot of those fillings that they do is they just boost the acidity and the sweetness. I mean, like it's not really like artificial. Like they just really boost the acidity of it to make it brighter, and then they pump up the sugar, and that's how they have to balance that sugar with acidity. So they'll put like a butt ton of citric acid in it. So
not good. So I don't know if you guys have ever had Crystal Weddings.
No, cakes. I've heard of it. Though.
I've had other things from them. I haven't had that.
That is my second favorite. So I found out that they actually sell them at Joey's on what is that? Bertrand. Yeah, they sell them there. Now, I have to say their Bavarian cream is very good. It's not, and I don't like super sweet stuff. It's just right. Like it's just right. It's very good. It's been years since I had one, but it was really, really good. So I want to try. But I have heard really, really good things about Village Dough.
Never heard of them.
Deaux. So they have 2 locations. I know one location is in Carencro, but I think the other one is in Maurice or Abbeville. I can't remember, but I've heard really good stuff about theirs. And Twins.
Oh.
Twins. They keep theirs very traditional. Yeah. So theirs is probably, I've never eaten it before, but I've seen videos of it. And the videos that I've seen, it looks very similar to Keller's, just the way that they make it. But I think their dough is a little bit thicker than Keller's.
I would agree. It's been a little while, but yeah, I think it's a little bit thicker. Twins, I mean, they can throw down. I mean, they
can.
Bald-headed boys can cook, can bake, man. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had Twins, but I mean, I'm trying to think. It's been so long since I've been living in Houston for 17 years, going on 18 years. And it's just been a long time since I've had a bunch of different types of king cakes. Usually when I just go in, I just get what I get, And if it's at my parents' house, it's probably going to be Keller's. My mom's a big fan of it. My dad, that's the ones they like. So, and I'm not going to complain about it.
No.
So, but there is one king cake, one in Lafayette, one that has to be talked about and is controversial. And y'all know who I'm talking about. And it's Meshes.
Oh.
Is it a king cake? No, it's a donut. It's a gigantic donut.
I love lie. I am not a fan.
No.
Not
me either.
Sorry, man. I love y'all. I love y'all for everything else y'all do. I'm not lying, but
no,
right.
Let's put a huge caveat, man. Like their donuts are fantastic. I love Mesh's donuts.
Yeah.
Fantastic donuts. Fantastic. They're great. They make
kolaches.
a really great kolaches. They make a really great apple fritter too.
Yeah,
like
I'm a big
twist.
All of that. I'll tear all of that up.
I'm a big fan of their apple fritter. I love their apple fritters. I mean, just delicious. But I'm not a fan of their king cakes. I'm not.
But that's the thing. Do I want a donut or do I want king cake? They are not the same thing.
It does satisfy the donut itch though.
It does. But not the king cake itch, in my opinion.
Exactly, because I can get a Mesh's donut any day of the week, 365. And
it's gonna be delicious.
But that's the thing. The Mesh's king cake, I don't feel like I'm having a king cake. I feel like I'm having a donut. And don't get me wrong, their donuts are good, and the king cake donut is good, but it just doesn't scratch that itch. It doesn't satisfy.
Yeah,
what
exactly. That's a great way to put it.
I don't want something that sweet. I don't want something that sweet. I would prefer something a little bit more bready.
Yeah.
Whether it comes down to the decision of, do I want a donut or do I want king cake?
Let's be very clear.
They're apples and oranges, in my opinion.
Let's be very clear about like the Mesh's king cake donut. It is not nasty.
No,
at all. It's actually pretty good.
No, it's delicious.
It's not what I want. If I want a king cake, I just don't want that. But if I want Mesh's donuts, I will have a Mesh's donuts. But I am not gonna get that as a king cake because it's just not a fan. I'm not a fan of that.
I gotta give Mesh's this though.
Yeah.
Just looking at it from a business standpoint, it's not a king cake. All right, it's just not a king cake. But you have successfully passed this thing off as a king cake, and you don't hinder operations whatsoever. You do the same exact thing that you're doing every single morning, but you're repackaging this thing as a king cake, and you selling a crap ton of them too.
Oh, brilliant!
That's absolutely
hats off.
Brilliant.
I can't even knock the hustle.
No,
you can't knock it. Never knock anybody else's hustle. I can't knock that hustle, man. That's a good idea. It's repurposed. You invented a product that sells very well, and it tastes pretty good. But for me, it's just not a king cake.
So let me ask you guys a question. Okay, and this is highly debatable too. Say you get you a nice slice of king cake, whether it's a giant donut or it's a traditional king cake, right? And you get that baby. What it means. Because I've heard different things from different people. So for all of you out there that have no idea what I'm talking about, in every king cake, there is a little plastic baby. And it's hidden either under the cake somewheres or inside the cake somewheres. And when you get it, it means certain things. So, Barbecue Brand, what does it mean to you?
So back in the day, you used to be able to go to the store and get a king cake, and that baby was already inside the cake. But then, the world got a little soft and people was choking on the baby. So the baby comes inside the circle where there is no cake so you can see it. And then when you purchase the king cake, somebody is designated to put the baby in some portion of the cake. What I have always thought is that if you get the piece of king cake with the baby in it, it meant that you had to buy the next king cake. That's the only thing I've ever heard. Anything beyond that, I'm just ignorant to. But that's all I heard is that you get the piece of king cake with the baby. It's your turn to buy the next king cake.
Exactly.
Same. That's the same thing I've heard. I mean, if you get the baby and the king cake, you buy the next one, and they're typically served on Friday. Correct?
Not where I know. They served every day.
I thought it was like it's like a once a I thought it was like a once a week thing, but
I think that might be like a
that's not how
that might be like a work thing, like a corporate thing. Usually whenever you go to work, you have king cake on Fridays. I don't know if that's it's just
I don't know.
Now where I worked when the last place I worked at in Louisiana was at the Picard Center for the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Go UL.
UL.
It didn't matter. Yeah, it didn't matter. Exactly.
There you go.
It didn't matter.
Oh, side note. I invented this, by the way. I've been doing this. Too much pride for one hand. The large UL sign right here. I've been doing that since 2001.
Oh, there you go.
So I don't know if it ever caught on, but
there you go.
That's my thing. And just in case it comes out, I got it on video.
Nah, I know it's a thing, man. Yeah.
Nobody ever does it. I always did it. Too much pride for one hand.
Oh.
Anyway, continue.
Spitting some fire.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, like it was a Friday thing. I mean, personally, I think king cake every day is a bit much. I mean, folks got diabetes and shit, dude. I mean, they can't be handling
They ain't nothing about New Year's resolution in Louisiana after. No. Yeah, no, you got to get through Mardi Gras season. You can repent when Lent comes around.
We go straight to
on your diet.
Mardi Gras season. We go straight to Mardi Gras season to it would intersect with crawfish season.
Yeah, but crawfish is protein.
And
so
by the time Easter comes around, y'all know all those New Year's resolutions and been kicked out the window, man.
That's a long stint, man. When you think about it, you got November at the end of November, right? Thanksgiving food. Rough. You got them leftovers.
Yeah.
Then you got Christmas. Then you got them leftovers. Then you go straight into king cake season, and then you leave out of that and go straight into crawfish season. That's a whole lot of salt,
but crawfish.
Sugar. Man, we battle tested down here.
And then we go to
we big back.
And after Mardi Gras and Lent. And Lent is, and you have to make that sacrifice on Friday and eat seafood and get the jumbo size seafood platter.
The
sacrifice you have to make for gosh. Oh man, I could stay home and eat like a sandwich, but that's got ham and meat. Let me go get that. What's we're gonna go? We're gonna get jumbo size seafood platters and really sacrifice ourselves.
What? Look,
really make the make the sacrifice and it need a buttload of fried shrimp and crab and everything.
Sacrifice.
Let me eat these 14. You're not sacrificing. Eat these 14 anything. Shrimp, 2 slabs of fish, and some shrimp fried rice.
Yeah. Right.
Precisely.
What's the name of that famous seafood buffet in Lafayette?
Lagnos.
Boy, that place be packed.
Lagnos still good. We went to Lagnos.
Hell yeah.
It's been a couple of years, but it was fire. It had been a little stint between the times that I went, but yeah, they threw it down.
It's been a while for me, but that place be packed as hell on Fridays and Lent. All the sacrificing going on over there.
I'm just saying. If you my idea, if you follow the Catholic Lenten tradition and you crack open a can of sardines, you're making a sacrifice because that shit's nasty. But if you go get the jumbo seafood platter at your favorite seafood place, you're not making much of a sacrifice.
No, I don't think so
at all.
But to each his own.
Yeah, I'm not here to judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
So circling back, right?
We don't judge. I mean, hey, look, man, I know y'all get the itch. This time of year comes around. There's certain culinary expectations, and seafood is definitely on post Lenten season. Seafood is definitely on everybody's mind.
Oh,
crawfish.
Post Lenten. Post Lenten.
Yeah, but
It's on my mind right now.
Oh no, I'm getting the craving for crawfish. It's been a while. I haven't had boiled crawfish since March. No, May.
Yeah.
May was the last time I had crawfish.
Look.
Well, boiled crawfish, but you start getting that itch around this time of year, man. I mean, it gets real. Now, look, I limit myself to crawfish boils per year. I got about like 3, maybe 4 in me a year. That's enough.
Just save one of them. Just save one of them for March. We got a big one coming up in March. Yeah. Y'all stay tuned for that.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Indeed. Okay, so circling back to the baby and the king cake and the meanings for some stuff. So I've heard things where if you get the baby, that means you have to throw a party. I'm glad we don't follow
a whole party.
A party. A party.
Oh, dang.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I bet you there would be like however many people coming to that party, there'd be a baby and every one of them slices. I'd be slipping that thing in there.
I'm just saying, not everybody can throw a party.
No.
Mm-mm.
But
not everybody's gifted in that task.
Yeah.
Right. This is true. But yeah, that's how I learned how to make king cakes. I got stuck with the baby at the office king cake. And I wasn't like them, like some people that, take a slice on when nobody's around and they get it and they put it back in the cake.
Oh, that's right.
Do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this was my first job, and
those
$30 king cakes was
they're not cheap.
Was like a week of groceries for me at the time. So I learned how to make one on my own. So
they are not cheap, guys. King cakes are not cheap. They're gonna cost you $30 to $70, I would say.
Yeah, for a good one.
Yeah, for a good one.
Not.
Yeah.
And it's not worth buying a bad one.
No, but
don't do it.
Like we were saying, Rouse's makes really good king cakes and they're not that expensive. So, but yeah, I was actually thinking about, this was last year. I worked for a company out of Utah. I was actually thinking about sending them some king cakes to our home office. And I was like, I know a few places ship, I was like, let me get online. I didn't want to send them any donuts, right? So I logged online, went to look at Randazzo's. I was like, that's one of my favorites. So let me go check them out. Man, that large king cake, I was going to send them 2 larges. I think it was like over 200. I was like, nah.
Oh yeah, they hit you with that tax.
Nah, y'all just ain't gonna. Y'all gonna have to come see me if y'all want to eat king cake. I ain't sending y'all Nathan.
You can watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna send y'all a little video. Y'all know I'll be hitting. Y'all know I'm good with the edits. I'm gonna send y'all a little, really creative. So.
Oh yeah,
no.
I looked up today. Yeah, I looked up today. Crystal Weddings, and they ship, but like, man, the shipping is like $30.
Yeah, it's a grip.
And like that's for the cheapest shipping. That's like with no confirmation that your ship gonna get there.
The UPS man eating that shit on the way to. Man, this box smell good. Oh no!
No. Yeah,
it feel like a king cake. It smell like a king cake. Must be a king cake.
No, it's expensive. They are expensive to ship. Well, I mean, they know the thing about it is you have to say, look, they know people like to ship these things, and look, they take advantage of it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. I mean, they'll ship
supply
it for
and demand, dude. I mean, hey, look, it's capitalism.
Yep.
I can't fault them.
Yeah, not at all. Dang. Now I want
look, if it's a business. If it's a business, if it's an inconvenience for me, it's definitely an extra cost for you.
That's just how it works. Me owning a business, I completely understand.
We do anything you ask. We do anything you ask, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Okay, so when is this next competition? I think you're gonna have to bring a king cake from the boot for us.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So in New Caney, maybe I'll swing through the king cake.
Yeah.
For the weekend.
Hey.
I do love the king cakes, man.
I mean, I could make it, but I'm no professional. We might as well get the real stuff from
if I'm
source.
getting that's what I was just about to say. Look, if I'm getting it, I'm getting one from Keller's, and y'all gotta let me know what flavor y'all want. So I'll place that up.
I'm fine with plain, man.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever.
Yeah,
as long as it's from Keller's.
None of their Bavarian creams. Not a big fan of Bavarian cream, just not my thing. But it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just they just don't over. It's just not overdone.
It's like, even. It's thin. The ratio.
The ratio has to be proportional.
Okay, I'm gonna say something crazy. Are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a plain one.
What you mean?
You know what? From Keller's?
Like the type you like.
Like you've never had a plain king cake at all, ever? Like any type of, like nobody's plain? How is that even possible, though?
I don't know. It was always filled.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
That's crazy.
It's true, though.
I will say I definitely have had more filled king cakes than plain ones.
I've only had filled
because I didn't really buy king cakes back in the day. I was just, people had king cakes and I was just eating them.
Yeah.
I think the reason for me is I don't like most people feel stuff because nobody know how to feel anything. It's always too much, man. It's a it's a trifecta. It's too much. It's too sweet, and it's too artificial. Yeah. Like it's all done wrong. So like I never buy feeling for myself unless I know you got good feeling and you do it right. So most of the time I just go plain.
It's hard. It's hard. It's really like filling is really hard. Like every time I think of something filled, like I think of like the jelly donut from like the donut shop, where it's just
that red jelly.
How much of this shit is in here, man? Like really? I mean, like, do I really need this much?
Ugh.
Like you could have a third the amount of stuff in a jelly donut.
They inject them jelly donuts like I inject brisket for competition. They not playing, son. They putting as much as humanly possible in there.
It's like, we ain't effing around with this shit, son.
They giving it all to you.
It is not. Look. I'm like
so many jokes.
But there's nothing but the sugar foot you get from that stuff, man.
So many jokes.
There's got the that sugar cool foot after that, bro. Yeah, look. Your doctor is not going to appreciate that shit.
Oh my gosh. I can't. Gross. I don't know. Yeah. So that's my confession. I've never had a regular, plain, traditional.
Very interesting.
The filled ones, definitely had more filled ones than plain ones, but I do like the plain one. I like the plain one. I like the one that's just got like pecans in it. That's the one I really like.
So you like... Barbecue Brand, have you had my king cake?
I don't think so. Because every time you make it,
really,
y'all over there,
we're not
over here. So,
okay,
so I don't think I've had it.
So my filling is always the same. I always make one type of filling. So I do cream cheese, dark brown sugar, and pecans, and vanilla. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And it's fire.
That sounds good. That sounds real good. That sounds real good.
I definitely prefer the cream cheese filling over the Bavarian cream.
That sounds like something I would like more.
And a lot of cinnamon. A lot of cinnamon. I mean, the cinnamon like punch you in the jaw. Like it gotta be. Why not? This is like a flavored cinnamon roll.
You get 2 cans of them cinnamon and you start dumping it in there like old boy be doing.
Inside The inside of my king cake brown.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to maybe how about this? How about you bring one to New Caney and I'll match you.
Okay.
I'll
All
bring
right.
mine.
That's all sound good.
I'm
Look,
sure.
we're gonna have the kids with us and everything. They're gonna get
Oh,
eaten.
yeah.
You know they're gonna eat that.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
The show is gonna be all over your wife's car seats too.
Oh Lord.
Like those M&Ms.
No, like that red beans and rice last year.
I told Braxton.
Why that boy pulling a Rick James on Priscilla's seats?
Y'all out there, if y'all don't have kids, or if y'all have kids and y'all don't have boys, boys ain't right. Something ain't right with them. I told Braxton the other day, I was like, bro, you get chocolate on your pants even when you're not eating chocolate. Like, I don't even understand how you just be manufacturing stains. Like, how you live and walk around and you just automatically just attract nastiness. Like, bro, you need you.
No, it's that video of him and you asking him if he's been playing with the stamps, and he got stamps on his forehead. And he's like, no.
I think I stumbled across that video the other day.
That dude, man, that dude he's a trip.
But
yeah, but he was like just taking red beans and rice and just grind it into those seats, man. Just.
Anyway, the kids are gonna be there.
We'll keep the king cake out the car.
They can eat it out. We're gonna have plenty of space. You know, they can eat it out there. So, but yeah, we'll bring the king cake and they'll be running around after they get all of that sugar in them.
Dang, for sure.
Is Chelsea doing the pork chop competition?
She sure is. I just went to the store today to get all of her little things that she needs so she can have her own stuff. Her own chimney starter, her own lighters, her own thermometer, everything. So she's good to go. We're gonna practice a little bit this weekend, make sure she got it together, and we're gonna get it going.
Cool. So I have something else to bring up about king cakes, and we can debate this too. Right. What about savory king cakes? Everybody's doing it.
It's not a king cake. It's not a king cake. It's not a
king cake with the cracklings to the top and the steamed syrup drizzled to the top. I seen something today that was cream cheese filled with crawfish etouffee on the top.
Let me tell you something about my people down here. I heard this from you one day, Brandon. This was right when we got the house. This is about 9 years ago when we built this house. You said if it's worth engineering, it's worth over engineering. You said that, right? That's okay.
Correct.
Our people down here in southern Louisiana, they feel the same way about Cageifying things. They feel like if it's worth Cageifying something, it's worth over Cageifying something. They're gonna put as many Cajun dishes all in one on top of something, in something, wrapped around something, as they possibly can. So most of the time, it don't make no sense.
None.
This could be like king cake stuff with boudin, pepper jack cheese, topped with crawfish, etouffee, and crackling
why are we doing this?
Don't forget steamed syrup.
And steamed syrup. Like, a lot of these, sometimes these are conflicting principles here, guys. I mean, it doesn't need all this.
Nah.
You know,
but would you try it?
I would buy it.
Probably. It is definitely.
You wouldn't turn your nose up at it.
Hell no. I'm talking noise right now.
It is definitely the fat boy mentality here.
Oh, we would would have a bite for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, like, as far as like a boudin stuffed king cake, is it a king cake at this point, or is it just
stuffed bread?
Stuffed bread.
With a little also is delicious. What?
With a little razzle dazzle to the top.
Hey, shout out to the best stuffed breads in the land, Creole Lunch House, still doing it. There is none better.
None.
I'm sorry, I just gotta mention. Anytime
None.
I get to plug that place, I'm plugging that place. And also run by some of the nicest people in Lafayette too.
Yep.
And that's a fact.
Man.
Yeah. That. If y'all don't know.
If y'all don't know, and look, y'all don't sleep on their plate lunches either because they are fire.
They
yes,
are good.
Indeed.
They are really good.
I mean, if you're looking for authentic South Louisiana Creole cooking, it's hard to beat that place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like we're not talking New Orleans Creole. We're talking like South Louisiana Creole, South Central Louisiana Creole. That would be the Creole Lunch House. Very, very, very authentic, very old school recipes, awesome place. The best stuffed breads in the land. They cannot be equaled.
Oh, I agree.
Haven't had one better since.
It's something. Okay, so barbecue brand. Your top 3 king cake bakeries in the Lafayette area.
I'm gonna go Keller's. I think I'm gonna go Twins, number 2. And then I'm gonna put Gambino's at number 3. That's my 3.
Very nice.
I haven't had, to be fair, I haven't had a ton of people's king cakes. Like I haven't had king cakes from all over the world. I mean, all over the, the state, all over the parishes. Because somebody's gonna come on here and be like, "Oh, you gotta go to Auntie Marie's and in the corner of St. Landry Parish where you can't get to and stuff." Like, I haven't had all of these different places, but of the ones that I've had, that's got to be my top 3 as of right now.
Gotcha. All right, Brandon D.
See, I'm not a big king cake aficionado, but my recommendations is I'd have to say Keller's is number 1 for me. I remember Gambino's being pretty good. And I'm trying to think of another place that I've had them. See, it's been so long because every time it's king cake for me, I just get what people give me.
Right.
But I think I remember Poop Arts being pretty good too.
Yeah, Poop Arts actually has a traditional, traditional France, from France. It's called I'm gonna murder this. Galette de Roy. Yeah, it's made of puff pastry, and it's stuffed with a dense, creamy almond paste called frangipane. I'm killing these words tonight. Killing them. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's a brioche style cake covered with candy fruit too. I don't know. I know our friend Michelle has made one before.
We had it.
It was really good.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so it has filling, so you can even have chocolate or some kind of fruit filling or something. So yeah, Poop Arts has those, and they're really pretty. They're different looking, and they're not a ring. It's like a round cake.
Oh, okay. I don't remember if I've had Poop Arts. Had that from Poop Art. I know I've had other things from Poop Arts, obviously, but they petitfours and all kind of other stuff. But
yeah.
Yeah. But
I like those petitfours, boy. So for my top 3, I would have to say, okay, number 1, Keller's, without a doubt, right? I'd have to say number 2 would be Crystal Weddings, and number 3, I haven't had many, like we said, from a bunch of different places, but Rouse's was good too. So I would like to try other ones. We just don't have the time or the calories to spare.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, yeah, king cakes. I mean, I've usually the people that get that when I eat king cake, they get them from the same place. My parents are big Keller's fans, so if I go home and they have king cake, it's probably going to be Keller's. So that's what I mean. I like Keller's, but there's a lot of great places, guys. Try, I would really like to try Randazzo's. I mean, I'd love to try that.
There's another one in New Orleans that I want to try. It's a Vietnamese bakery that's been getting a lot of attention lately, because I know they have, and this is crazy. I would try it, but I'd like to get one for some of my Vietnamese friends here in Houston. But it's a king cake filled with durian.
Oof.
It's not a South Louisiana's taste.
Right.
Oh God,
Okay.
God.
Hey,
Look,
But
I've tried
you
it.
grew up with
I tried it.
That's your thing.
I've tried durian, guys. I tried it twice. And to be honest, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever had. But when I ate it, I was like, why would I want to eat this?
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
Right.
I was like, it wasn't like, it didn't make me want to throw up. I was just like,
It just
like, I was like, is this
an acquired taste. It's something
like,
that you
is
have
this
to
onion?
grow up with.
Is this onion or something?
It's like not onion in a good way, like sweet, like fermented.
Sweet, funky onion.
Yeah,
That's
see,
what I
that's-
would
that's
say.
a-
It's closely. Now
somebody you got to grow up with that, and like your tongue just
Exactly.
automatically
I tell
know
you
what
what,
that is, and you know.
Right.
Still better than one of the worst things I've ever eaten was that damn cheese at IKEA.
Oh.
Cheese
was
at
bad.
IKEA.
They had some cheese samples out, and I tried it, and that was one of the worst things I've ever tasted in my life.
Yes,
and it wasn't like this crazy adventurous cheese. You know, it wasn't like Limburger or something crazy. No, this is just some type of cheese, and dude, it was just one of the worst things I've ever eaten. I'm
Yes.
like,
IKEA
this is
has
just-
food. They
it
have
was
a
just
food
like-
court.
I ate it, and it was like growing in my mouth. It wouldn't. It was expanding.
Oh my god!
That's how bad it tasted.
I've only been to
It
was terrible.
an IKEA maybe twice, but I don't remember there being a food court at IKEA. That's crazy.
Yeah, I tell you, the two of the worst things I've ever tried in my life was that cheese and the barbecue sauce at a famous barbecue place that I won't mention because actually a lot of their restaurants are really good. That barbecue sauce is just a loser. I'm not going to mention it because I don't trash people's businesses. But it was one of the worst things I've ever tasted. Now the barbecue,
It wasn't good.
it was terrible. It was terrible.
But
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
that will ruin.
Anyway.
I know we on king cakes, but yeah, that will ruin your food if you got the bad.
Yeah.
I've had some bad barbecue sauce at a place too. It tasted like they just dumped like jars of pickles.
Canned tomatoes.
You was tomatoes for you? For me, it was pickles. It was like pickle juice with
canned tomatoes and acid, dude. That's all you taste.
It was like hot black pepper ketchup.
However,
With sugar.
I had that place's barbecue recently, and it was pretty good. I had it at work. They brought them over to cater for work, and I said, we want sauce. I'm like, no.
No sauce.
I said but that ladle came out. I was like, no sauce, stop. I don't do sauce, thank you. But their brisket was pretty good. I mean, it was it had a little mesquite to it, so a little different take on it. So pretty good, but sausages were good. Chicken turkey was good. So, but that sauce is just that's just bad, dude. And I think that a lot of people say that about that place. The sauce is just terrible.
We can't just stay on one food subject, guys.
No.
Like you can tell we really foodies. We jump all over the place. This episode is about king cake, and we're talking about goddamn barbecue right now.
There's a caveat.
I'm very surprised that Gumbo has not reared his ugly head into this conversation.
You know what I'm hungry for? I'm hungry for some gumbo. I've been saying that all day. I'm gonna make me a gumbo.
It didn't get above 45 degrees today. If that's not a gumbo day, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Oh. Okay. With that being said, I'm gonna read our little end quote of the night. And this quote comes from Chris Rose. And I'm not really sure who he is, but I think he's some kind of newscaster or something. I'll be murdered for this in the comments, maybe, if I'm lucky. Anyway, here we go. Mardi Gras is the love of life. It is the harmonic convergence of our food, our music, our creativity, our eccentricity, our neighborhoods, and our joy of living all at once.
I like it.
Right?
I like that. I like that.
Mardi Gras is one of my favorite seasons, and look, it's the season of sadness for those who live from the motherland but live outside of it.
Yeah.
We call Mardi Gras the day of mourning.
Just so y'all know, I moved here under a lie. I moved to Houston, Texas under a lie. I didn't know, it was not explained to me that people do not have off for Mardi Gras or celebrate it in Houston, Texas.
They don't.
It is a Louisiana holiday.
There's another Tuesday, and it's just the day everybody from Louisiana is just.
I wouldn't have come. I wouldn't have come over here if I would have known that. I'm just saying.
in my work group messages during Mardi Gras time, I always send them Mardi Gras stuff just to let them know, hey, this is what we got going on down here. But.
Yeah, exactly. Don't send me them messages.
No, but yeah.
I'm still salty. Anyway, well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, you guys, keep stirring that pot.
Peace out, guys.
Hashtag stop pumping all of that feeling in them things like that. Peace.